Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and I certainly hope that peace and blessings is upon you this day. Now, we are going to get right back into the explosion of redemption, trying to win the game of personal forgiveness in life. Now we're on take 18, and it goes like this. An author, Eckhart Tolle, said, "Addiction begins with pain and ends with pain. All addictions are attempts to soothe the pain. We will bond with something that gives us relief. I know for myself that you can be isolated in a crowd full of people. This is why my belief is that early trauma can create a person who will be on a course to addiction. With every attempt to get high, I was attempting to get away from the pain and distress that had manifested as demons in my head. Drugs created a source of instant relief only. Quick satisfaction, or a distraction from the internal pain. Lastly, in my efforts to define addiction, I watched a TED Talk in London, England by Johann Hari, the author of the book Chasing the Scream. During the talk, he said, in an intervention, most people are faced with the threat of losing a connection if they do not stop using drugs. That is actually the opposite of what should happen. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, but connection. It is that simple. We all have been through something in life. Some of it our fault, and some of it the fault of another. That is why the clinical definition of the term addiction or substance abuse is wrong. It is not based on just a psychoactive drug. People cope with pain through drugs, alcohol, food, overworking themselves, and even gambling. Pain is pain. How we deal with it is the difference. After that, healing factor for pain is compassion. When Coach Osborne showed me compassion unexpectedly, it broke my chains of pain. I mean, I know my mom and dad loved me, but they never could take the pain away from me. Feeling rejected by my biological parents, only I could. By forgiving them for abandoning me at birth. And the moment in my cell when I felt God forgiving me for all of my subsequent behavior as a result of feeling rejected. I was released from my pain. This is the game plan. With compassion comes empathy. With empathy comes hope. And with hope comes forgiveness, which leads to redemption. Forgiveness saves you from the pain. No matter who caused you pain, you should know that you can heal from it through forgiveness. When I say I am living another day in paradise, I mean I am living pain-free, with compassion and forgiveness, in order to provide myself with a mental paradise. And next we just have in the book is, I don't know if you can see it. I'm pretty sure you can see that 7 right there. And then there's that right there. It's actually University of Nebraska receiving and rushing table. It has 1979, 1980, 1982, and 1983. The career in Nebraska. Then it has kick and punt returns for those same years, 1979 through 1980. 1982, 1983, career in Nebraska. Then it has the scoring, and I know you all also saw the Simmons number 7. So it has some stats towards the latter end of the book. It has the United States Football League, 1985, 1984, 1985. It has a total scoring. And then this is a ULC. This is the actual picture right there. I wonder if you can see that. I kind of zoomed it in so you got to see that part right there. And then it has references. Now for the references, it has the Discovery Place, the National Center of Addiction and Substance Abuse, the Tibetan, Tibetan, Book of Living and Dying, Dr. Gabor Mate, or Mate, M-A-T-E, Bruce Alexander, The Globalization of Addiction, Johann Hardy, Chasing the Scream, NU Athletic Communications, Omaha World Herald, University of Nebraska at Lincoln, Released and Restored, Huskers Honors, ABC Sports Online, Orange Bowl, and the USFL, which stands for the United States Football League, and acknowledgments reads as such. To my Greenville family and friends, I would like to extend a special thank you. Those that are no longer with us and those that are still here, thank you for your love and support. To my Nebraska family, I would like to offer an immense amount of gratitude to you all. Thank you for your support and love throughout my career. Nebraska will always be my second home. To my friend Michael T. Hunter, Senior Founder and CEO of RT, which stands for Real Talk Journal, thank you for being a friend. Your support and help throughout this process has been immeasurable. To CBS Publishing, I would like to thank you for helping me add to my legacy. If you are fighting against substance abuse or know somebody that is, here are a few places where you can find help and compassion. The following resources are available to assist if you are in need of help. It has the Boys Town National Hotline, Covenant House Teen Hotline, National Council of Alcohol and Drug Dependence Incorporated, and on there is some numbers. There we go. I kind of zoomed that in if you could see that. Or if you need that information, you can certainly pause and obtain the information regarding the numbers right there. Boys Town is 1-800-448-3000. Covenant House Teen Hotline is 1-800-999-9999. For the National Council of Alcohol and Drug Dependence Incorporated, it's 1-800-NCA-CALL, which the numbers are 1-800-622-2255 or 1-800-622-HELP, which is 4357 for the help. 1-800-487-4889, and that's TDD for the hearing impaired. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the page. And 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255, in the partnership of droughforce.org, which I can show that to you. We're going to go like that. And that is a zoom in of that page, if you can see. And now lastly we're going to have is about the author, which you already know the author is Ricky C. Simmons. So let's go about the author, and guess what, y'all? We'll be done with this book. About the author. Ricky C. Simmons is a former standout athlete from the University of Nebraska and the USFL, born in Greenville, Texas. Ricky had a journey through substance abuse and prison. Upon his release from prison, Ricky was aware of the many doors that were going to be shut in his face. Instead of letting it discourage him, he used it as motivation to continue working on his plan. The plan he developed while incarcerated was to become a drug and alcohol counselor and a motivational speaker. The first thing he did upon his release was meet with his parole officer, and he told his officer his plan. He started school to pursue his license and volunteered to work with youth. At this point, Ricky began to work on the second part of his plan, which was to become a motivational speaker. Throughout this period, Ricky faithfully visited Coach Osborne once a week. With the blessings of Coach Osborne, Ricky began to reach out to different agencies, sharing his story in the hope of helping others. Facilities such as Boys Town, Geneva, Work Ethic Camp, and Hastings Regional Center began to invite Ricky as a guest speaker, which led to more speaking contracts. Opportunities as a motivational speaker came to Ricky at the end of 2010 to the present. Also, in 2010, Ricky received his provisional alcohol and drug counselor license. His plan was now in full effect. As a footnote, Ricky returned to the prison from which he was released 11 months later. This time, not as a repeat offender, but as a licensed drug and alcohol counselor and guest speaker. Ricky wants to help others live life like it's another day in paradise. And that does complete this book, y'all. Now, certainly stay tuned to Poem Praise, too, because, I do have another book for you that just came in that I certainly want to get into. It's going to be How to Eat to Live. I do have on this channel How to Eat to Live Book 1, but I have not read and would like to read How to Eat to Live Book 2. So, stay tuned because we're going to go through that book next. Okay? And I want you to have peace and blessings to be upon you and your family this day. And I will talk with you real soon. It be it thy will. here on Poem Praise 2. And later, y'all.